Dear Freedom family, today is another beautiful, beautiful day because something very special happened. Jade Ara, as you see her on my right, on your left, on my right, has been joining our community more and more and has been peeking into what we're doing. And we started talking and a collaboration happened. You can see we're wearing the same shirt,
Yeah,
Yoga Stops Yulin shirt, and
yeah.
Jade will be telling you more about this. But before she will, make sure that you're spending the next hour with us because this is going to be a wonderful yoga practice for you that I've dedicated to this campaign. And I just want you to practice with us because it's going to elevate your state of being, which makes you a more impactful change maker. And that's what we're all about. So without any further ado, I'm June, and I'm going to hand it over to you, Jade. Thank you so much for being here. What's up? Tell us about the campaign.
All right. Well, thank you so much, June. I'm so excited to be that you open your heart to the cause. Obviously, you already are vegan. You're probably aware of the Yulin Dog Meat Festival and the dog cat meat trade, but to open your community, the Freedom Quest community, to this, campaign of mine, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I can't wait to do the yoga class. So hopefully we'll all be getting our yoga on. But before that, I wanted to say a few words about the campaign, what it's about, and why I started it. And so the Yoga Stops Yulin campaign is something I started officially in 2022, but it's something that sprouted in my mind back in 2019. And the first iteration was supposed to happen in 2020, but we all know what happened. Pandemic kind of had a different plan. So I was happy to officially launch the campaign last year in 2022. And what it's about, it's essentially, combining two of my passions. I'm a passionate animal rights activist, I would say. And I'm also a passionate yogi. I've been practicing yoga for 18 years. And as you said, it elevates your state. It helps keep me calm, and it's just very, very beneficial. And I felt like strongly that these two communities, the activist community and the yoga community, could help each other out on this cause. And why is that? Because June 21st happens to be the first day of the Yulin Dog Meat Festival. If you've never heard about this festival, it's something that started in 2010. So it's not an ancient, old traditional festival. It started in 2010 in a city called Yulin in the south of China, in a province called Guangxi. And why it began, it was really to boost waning dog meat sales in the region for dog meat butchers and traders. Yulin is it's a city that's devoid of any kind of, commercial interest. There's not much happening there. And so they saw an opportunity to, increase tourism, and it worked. It really worked very well because a lot of tourists from around the world, not just in China, from around the world traveled to Yulin because they could finally taste dog meat, something they could not do in their own country. But it also attracted a lot of global outrage because people saw quickly in about 2014, 2015, images emerged on the internet, on social media, of dogs being tortured, literally tortured alive, boiled alive. You could hear the dogs screaming, and there were crowds of people laughing. And so that shocked the world, of course, as it should. It's extreme animal cruelty. And so that's it, like the Yulin Dog Meat Festival, that's what it is, but it's just like the tip of the iceberg because it's really the flagship event to something called the dog cat meat trade that spans all across Asia Pacific. It takes the lives anywhere. We say it's estimated 30 million dogs every year, 10 million cats, but that's really understating the numbers because a lot of this it's not regulated. So there's no way of estimating the numbers really. And so I learned about this cause in 2018 and it shocked me as it shocked many. And I was adamant to do something, anything I could do to help. And so I started the Stops Yulin podcast very quickly on because I saw so much misinformation on the internet, on social media, and I was really hungry to get accurate facts. I'm like, if I want to change this, I need to know what it's about. Why is it still happening in this day and age? Is it like due to poverty and all those questions? And so I think maybe I could share the screen because the Yoga Stops Yulin really is like an offshoot of my podcast. I thought of it. I said, there's got to be a way that we can concretely help. And through my podcast interviews, it became pretty obvious that the best way that we foreigners can help is not signing petitions. Some petitions are good to sign. Some petitions really do very little, if anything at all. And I said, well, the Chinese rescuers that I got to know through my podcast, they need money. At the end of the day, it costs a fortune to rescue these dogs. These dogs are in horrible states, when they're at the rescue stage. Some of their limbs have been severed. They require surgeries. It's all very, very expensive. And so I said, how about a fundraiser that would combine my love for animals and my love for yoga? And I also, by going to yoga studios, I discovered that a lot of people that do yoga are not aware of this. And I thought if they would learn about it, they would probably want to help. And how they could help, they can donate, they can also adopt, So I'm going to share the screen at this point, and just to show your viewers where the information is. So we'll start with the homepage. So this is the yogastopsyulin.com. It's a website, the official website. And it's, very plain and simple. It's a global yoga fundraiser event for the victims of the Yulin Dog Meat Festival and the dog cat meat trade. You have the donate button here that will bring you to our fundraiser page where you can donate. Whatever amounts you can part with are very welcome. Right now, we're at almost 83% of our fundraiser goals. So if you want to donate, go ahead. But more importantly, the goal of the campaign is also to educate, right? So this page will tell you all about what is the dog cat meat trade. If some of you are not aware, you can look at this page. You'll have the link to my podcast. You also have a link to my first and only blog to date on the Yulin Dog Meat Festival. And here I broke it down by country because every country is a little bit different. So we have China, which is home to the biggest numbers. We're talking about 10 million dogs a year easily, 4 or 5 million cats. And then we have South Korea, which is home to about 20,000 dog meat farms, everything from large scale operations like factory farms of the West to very small scale backyard farms where a lot of the cruelty happens. And then we have Vietnam. Vietnam is known amongst us activists as cat meat capital of the world. It's home to a very large prevalent cat meat trade. It also has a dog meat trade, of course. Then we have Indonesia, where you're located, June, and Bali. I mean, Bali might not have as big numbers, but Indonesia is home to a dog meat trade for sure. A lot of illegal activities happening there. And then we have Cambodia, and there's more countries involved in this, but those are the main ones. And the other page I would like to draw your attention to, you can either access it here or from the homepage, you can come here and look at our 2023 beneficiaries. And I made the campaign this year all about the dogs. Last year, we were raising funds for Chinese rescuers, but this year I really said, let's make it about the dogs. I mean, these are the faces that we want to help. And these dogs on our campaign page, they were for the most part rescued from the 2017 Yulin Dog Meat Festival. And they've been in China ever since. For 6 years, they've been in China and they're yearning for their forever home. They've been rehabilitated. All these dogs are able to integrate a home at this point. And this is Suki Su. She's the director of the Animal Hope and Wellness China Shelter. And she's got all these dogs that are waiting for their forever home. We're happy to say that Xiao Xiao was actually adopted by someone in Los Angeles, so that's fantastic. But there are many more dogs that need home. And this is Fita. This is the other Chinese rescuer that I'm featuring this year. And I know her very well because I represent her in the West with WOW Rescue Society. We have a Facebook page, Instagram, we have a YouTube channel. It's nothing big, but the point is we want to shine a spotlight on the work she does and also feature her dogs. I mean, all these dogs were rescued from the dog meat trade in Wuhan, and they all deserve a good home. And so I'm sponsoring Mawa. He's got a special place in my heart. You can sponsor, you can adopt, you can foster. You can just click on each link and it'll bring you to a place where you can ask questions, you can reach out to us, etc. So that's pretty much the campaign. And what we're trying to achieve is raising awareness. The more people aware of this, the more chances we have of making a difference. Raising funds, of course, and also, getting these dogs into good homes. And so if anyone at home is interested, and learning more, please by all means get in touch with us because we'd be so happy to give you information and to help you along this journey.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I just wanna like underline how important this is, because I remember when these videos started popping up, as you said, how the world was shook to the core by them and how a lot of us felt really hopeless in that sense, and that hopelessness might still carry on until today. So now we have another pathway to do something about it and to do something immediately. So everybody who's watching this right now, go to that website, go sponsor adopt one if you have the capacity. They deserve a home and they deserve you, and you deserve them, right? So thank you so much, Jade, for sharing that. And thank you, everybody, Freedom Family, for hearing this and for sticking with us in this video, because it is just really fucking important that people like Jade and her friends over there are doing that work. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, June. I so appreciate your time and your energy, your beautiful energy. And I can't wait to do the yoga.
Yeah. So let's just transition over to the yoga. After the class, you can go back to the webpage and do some more research or sponsor immediately, right? That's the next step for you. But for now, I invite you to get your mat ready, to get yourself in a comfortable space. Wear something comfy. You'll see in the video, I wear leggings. I love to wear leggings to do yoga. Wear something that makes you feel super, super comfortable, and then just ease into the practice. It's a yin and yang practice that we're embarking on, which means the first part will be rather engaged. You're going to work some of those muscles. You're probably going to break a sweat. And towards the end, we're easing into some soft yin posing and surrendering. As you'll see in the video, it gets darker towards the end because I recorded it in the evening in Bali and the sun sets fast. So if you do it in the evening, amazing. If you do it in the morning, amazing. It's a yoga practice for any time. So we're gonna hop over to the practice. I'll see you there.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey there, and welcome to today's practice. This practice is dedicated to all the beautiful animals that have been saved and will still be saved by our beautiful Yoga Stops Yulin campaign. I was asked, and I'm very honored to teach you a wonderful yoga class today to bring your spirit up, to elevate your mind into a state that you can keep going as the change maker that you are, because I know you're a change maker. All right, so in preparation for this class, you don't need anything except for a mat, as I am sitting on, and enough space around you to move. Ideally, you're not disturbed, so if you have neighbors or people around you that, come into your room and stuff, just let them know that you're practicing your yoga right now. And if you're a practitioner already, then it shouldn't be an issue. People would know, right? So I invite you to sit down in a cross-legged seated position. You can use a pillow underneath your bum or not. That's up to you. And for the first moments, I invite us to close our eyes together. Find yourself in a comfortably straight spine seated position. Maybe wiggle your body into this seat, and we're going to spend the first minutes of our practice in a meditative state, dedicating our thoughts to all the beautiful dogs, cats, and other animals that deserve the freedom we experience every day. So allow your mind to simply go to a place, imagine a world where animals and humans would live in peaceful coexistence. And just let that thought turn into an image. Let that vision show up like a movie that's playing inside of your mind. And simply keep your awareness, your attention on that movie. And as you do, imagine a world full of peace for every being. I invite you to breathe in a little bit deeper into the belly. And breathe out again, soft and slow. As you breathe in, imagine this vision being fueled by the air that you're inhaling. And as you exhale, let it spread through all parts of your body. Let that idea of peace breathe through you. Inhale, soft and slow, down into the belly. And as you exhale, spread it throughout your whole body. Inhale one more time with me. And let it go. Exhale, spread it. I invite you to hold this vision, to hold this intention for our practice today. And with holding, I mean see it in your inner eye and feel it in your heart, right? We're not practicing yoga just for ourselves today. We're practicing yoga for all the beautiful beings that are about to experience more and more freedom with every single action we take for them. And in order to take these actions, we need to be ready, we need to be steady, sane, and present. And that's what today's practice is all about. Gently open your eyes again and simply follow the instructions for this yoga class. Move your body over to the left side. Bring both of your knees underneath your hips and both of your hands underneath your shoulders. We call this a tabletop position. So what I want us to do, I want us to bring some warmth slowly into our spine. You'll see as we move along this practice, we'll work with heat, with yang energy, and we are working with yin energy towards the end. So in essence, this is a yin and yang practice. The first movement that I invite you to do with me, the first asana, is a very simple cat and cow. So with your inhale, and the invitation is to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose as well, as long as that is available. If not, you can breathe out through your mouth. So inhale, arch your back, bring your tailbone up to the sky, bring your chest, your heart forward, and look up. That's the inhale. And exhale, you go into a counter motion. So you're pushing your head towards your knees, you're rounding your back, you look behind towards your knees, and you push the ground away with your hands. That's the exhale. So inhale, you drop that heart down and forward, tailbone goes up, head looks up. With the exhale, You push the ground away with your hands. Spread your fingers nicely. Round your back and look towards your knees. Inhale. Arch that back, look up. Don't push it too hard, but give a tiny bit of force, just a little bit. And exhale, round that back. Like a kitten or a cat. You've seen a cat do that. Just a couple of more of these. Bring some intensity into the movement, which basically means experience the whole journey of the movement, right? There's so many stages that your spine is going through with this simple motion. So try to be present with your spine as you do this and feel. A couple more of those in your own pace. All right, bring your back into a neutral position again. We're going to warm up our wrists a little bit because they need to be protected. In order to do so, I invite us to keep our spine pretty much stable, but to move in circles from top right down to the left, like the clock, clockwise. So move your whole torso in circles, allowing your wrists to feel that pressure. Don't go too much forward, don't go too much backward, just a small radius of circles over your wrists. And we're going to switch directions here against clockwise. All right. Now sit back onto your heels, your ass. Bring both of your hands in front of your heart. Interlace your fingers. And you're just going to circle them very slowly. Just kind of play around with them. Wrists, let them circle. Just going to readjust my microphone because it keeps dropping if I wear it in that direction. There we go. Back to the wrist. Circle it and let it loose. Let your wrists really loose when you do this, right? Can go left to right, can go front to back. Just warm them up a little bit. Now keep your hands interlaced. Bring both of the palms of your hands forward, away from you, and straighten your arms. Allow your fingers to stretch. It might crack in your fingers a little bit, but be gentle here, okay? Now turn them around again. Unhinge your fingers and bring both of your hands to the sides of your body, like wings. Spread your wings. Now what I want you to do is, I simply want you to move them back and forth a tiny bit. Keep your breath steady as you do so. Feel how your shoulder blades are getting closer to each other when you bring those hands back behind your shoulders, and how the space between your shoulder blades becomes more as you move forward. Yeah, that's work in the arms. You feel that, right? It takes some energy to keep them arms up and to move them like this. 3 more, 2, 1. All right, drop your arms. Roll your shoulders up front to your ears and back down a little bit. If you have some crackling in your shoulders, in your neck, that's okay. Just warm those shoulders up a tiny bit. You can also place both of your hands on your shoulders. Bring your elbows together in front of you, up in front of your face, and then open out to the sides and then drop back down. So with the inhale, we go up front with those elbows. With the exhale, on the sides of our body, back down. Inhale. Exhale, open that heart. Inhale, bring those elbows together and up in front of you. Exhale to the sides, back and down. 2 more. There we go. Drop your hands onto your knees. We're just going to warm up our neck a tiny bit, so I invite you to drop your chin towards your chest. And don't force it, just kind of let it drop, let it hang there. And with the inhale, you go over to the right side, to your right shoulder with that chin. With the exhale, you drop it to the middle. Inhale, you go to the left side, chin pointed towards your left shoulder. Exhale, drop it down, front, middle. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the middle, let the head drop forward. Inhale to the left shoulder. Kind of peek over your left shoulder a little bit as you do so. Exhale, bring it back down center. 2 more. Feel how the gravity, the weight of your head, pulls the side of your neck and stretches there. All right, very good. We're going to bring our hands forward towards the mat again. We're going to tuck our toes under in the back, and we're moving into our first downward facing dog, which means you push your hips up into the sky. Your face goes in between your elbows. Keep your knees bent here, okay? We're not going to straighten our legs just yet, but keep your arms straightened. Spread your fingers on the mat. Feel that ground, almost as if you would be grabbing that mat in front of you. And then you look back towards your feet. And you feel how this straight spine feels like. 2 breaths here. All right, so from here, from this downward dog, we are going to warm our body up with 3 sun salutations. If you want to watch first, you can watch. If you know the game, then you can just join along. I'll show it to you once. It's rather intense and it's going to warm you up well. All right, so it goes like this. With the inhale from your downward facing dog, you move forward into a plank position with the inhale. With the exhale, you drop your knees, chest, and chin down to the ground. Your next inhale, you untuck those toes and you bring that heart forward. You just kind of glide forward and up into a cobra pose. And with the exhale, you push your ass all the way up into the sky again. 1 motion, tuck your toes under. You come back into a downward facing dog. And we'll take 3 breaths here. So this we're going to do 3 times together. And then we'll move into the full sun salutation. This is just kind of like the shorter version of it. So let's go together. Inhale, bring your torso forward, plank position. Straighten those arms. Exhale, knees, chest and chin go down to the ground. Inhale, glide forward, toes untuck. Bring your torso up slightly into a cobra. Arch that lower back, but don't push too hard. And with the exhale, back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Allow your heels to drop more and more as your legs straighten more and more with every downward facing dog. All right, second one. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin down to the ground. Inhale, untuck your toes, glide forward and up, cobra. Exhale, push yourself up into a downward facing dog again. 3 breaths here. One more. Inhale into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin down to the ground. Untuck your toes, glide forward and up. A little bit more into that cobra, a little higher. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Really focus on pushing the ground away with your hands and with your feet so that your tailbone, your ass go far up into the sky where they belong. And so do you. You angel. So we're moving into our full sun salutation A, which goes as followed with the inhale. Lean forward into a plank. With the exhale, bring your legs, walk them between your hands or as far forward as you can. With the inhale, your toes almost touch, or touch, by the way, your big toes. With the inhale, you bring your head up a tiny bit, your hands just beneath your knees, and you straighten that back. With the exhale, you go back down, you drop the head towards the ground, towards the knees. With your inhale, you bend your knees slightly, you bring your arms forward in front of you and up in one motion. Inhale up, you look up towards your hands, you bring the hands together on top of your head. That's the inhale. You kind of tuck in your tailbone, squeeze your ass cheeks, and with the exhale, you bring the hands down in front of your heart and you let them glide further down to the side of your body. The next inhale, you gently bend your knees a tiny bit, and then you use those arms again. You bring them up to the sky. You look up towards your thumbs, hands together on top of you. With the exhale, prayer position, you glide down as your hands are gliding down. You can keep your knees slightly bent or straighten them, whatever feels right for you. That's the exhale. Inhale, you straighten your spine again. You look forward a tiny bit. Hands come underneath your knees. With the exhale, and this is hardcore for you if you've never done this before, you're going to place your hands down again. You walk your feet back into the same plank that we were before, but in the same exhale, you're going down with knees, chest, and chin, same like we did before, right? That's one motion, one exhale. Inhale, you untuck your toes, and you don't push yourself into a cobra anymore. You squeeze your ass cheeks a bit, and you lift up your genitals a tiny bit from the mat, your intimate parts, and this is called an upward facing dog. So the same cobra that we had before, we're doing, but with our arms straightened, so we're pushing, rotate your elbows inwards a little bit, we're pushing really our chest up towards the front part of the mat and the sky. And with the exhale, you can drop your knees, tuck your toes again, and push yourself into a downward facing dog completely again. That's the exhale. So I'll walk you through this a couple of times. You'll get the hang of it. And if you know already, you just follow along, sweetheart. You're doing great. So with the inhale, forward into a plank position. Squeeze them butt cheeks, steady plank. Exhale, walk your feet forward between your hands. That's the exhale. Hang there, toes close together. Inhale, bring your head up a tiny bit, hands right under your knees. Exhale, you drop your torso down again. You look towards your knees with your head. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, swing them arms up in one smooth motion, stand up tall, hands towards the sky, meeting each other, and you look towards your thumbs. Squeeze them butt cheeks together. Exhale, bring them hands down, prayer position in front of your heart, and further down, let them glide to the side of your body. Inhale, one motion, bring them arms up in front of you, hands together again, look up to that beautiful sky or ceiling. Exhale, bring your torso down, your hands down to the ground in front of you. Inhale, look forward a tiny bit, bring your hands just underneath your knees. Glide them down to the ground. Again, one motion. You step back into a plank position as you exhale further. Knees, chest, and chin go down. Inhale, glide forward. Untuck your toes, squeeze your ass a little bit together. Upward facing dog. If this is too much, you can still do the cobra from before. Just make sure you look out for yourself. And exhale, push yourself into a downward facing dog again. Gonna do 3 breaths here, and then move through this one 2 more times to really warm up that spine and the rest of your body. 1 more breath here. So with your next inhale, plank position, squeeze them ass cheeks, steady plank. Exhale, bring your feet forward between your hands. Big toes almost meet, or they do meet, they can cuddle. Exhale, drop your torso. You can have your knees slightly bent or straight, what feels right for you. Inhale, bend them knees. 1 smooth motion, stand up tall, bring them hands up. Meeting above your head, looking up. You don't want to overarch your back, you just want to keep it straight. Exhale, drop them hands to the side. Inhale, bend your knees a bit. 1 smooth motion, bring them arms up again. Exhale, forward, down to the ground. Inhale, half lift, your torso. Exhale, bring those hands down, bring them feet back, plank. Keep exhaling yourself down to the ground, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, glide forward, upward facing dog. Exhale into a downward facing dog. Very good. 3 breaths here. Take these breaths as a pause. Even though you're in a pose, let your mind unwind for a minute and allow it to really relax, because that will help your body relax too. 1 more breath. All right, let's work it 1 more time. Inhale, lean forward, plank position. Exhale, bring your feet close to your hands or in between. Exhale, drop. Inhale, bring your hands underneath your knees. Exhale, drop down again. 1 smooth motion. Bend your knees a bit. Swing your arms up in front to the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring them down, prayer pose, and then to the side of your body. Relax the shoulders. Inhale. Tiny bit of motion in your knees. Bring the hands up again. Exhale. Bring them down in front of your face, down towards the ground. Drop your head. Feel the stretch in your lower back. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale. Hands down. Feet back. Exhale yourself to the ground. Knees, chest, and chin down. Glide forward and up with the inhale. Up dog. Really enjoy that stretch. And exhale into a down dog. Again, 3 breaths here. And feel the difference now. Can you straighten your legs a little more than before? Is there some more space, some more warmth, some more trust in your body maybe? All right, we are not done working yet. So we're gonna move into a first fun flow. I wanna make it playful for us today, okay? So this was a bit steady and stern, like in the books, and now we're gonna make it a little playful. So what I want you to do, I want you to walk your dog a little bit, which means you bend one knee after the other. You let your hips pivot a tiny bit to the left and to the right. Feel how the stretch differentiates in other parts of your body depending on this little motion, right? Just like the
One heel up, one heel down makes such a big difference. So walk your dog, honey. Just walk your dog a tiny bit. So the next move that I invite us to do is you bring your left foot behind you, you touch the toes, you point the toes, and you inhale and bring it up to the sky. Keep your hips parallel. Don't open your hips like this. Keep them as parallel as possible. Huh? You don't need that leg too far up, just as comfortable. And with the exhale, you bring it down again. With the inhale, you point it up. Exhale down. 2 more. All right, inhale it up. And exhale, bring it all the way forward. Bring that knee towards your heart and place your foot between your hands. Maybe your right hand. We're doing it with the right leg, right? So your right hand needs to help a little bit. So you're in this launch position now here, right? So I just want you to kind of like bounce into this open space between your legs, and keep your hands on the ground. You can keep them fully. I suggest to give yourself a little bit more space and just use your fingertips, so you have a little more space. And then you just kind of bounce into these open hips here a little bit, Don't bounce too hard. Honor your body. Just be mindful with it. So I want you to drop your left knee down to the ground now. Untuck your back toes. Bring both of your hands with the inhale to the sides of your body, to your hips. There you go. And adjust so that your right knee is pretty much above your right heel. That's where you want to be at. See that you can square these hips. You don't want the hips to open towards the left side. By the way, if you're doing this on the wrong side, that's okay. Just stay in there, You'll follow along. Right leg should be in front now. Left leg should be in the back. If it's not, that's okay. Just switch it in your mind. You'll manage. Now, what I invite you to do here, we're going to do a little exercise that is a very small motion, but it's really working your inner thighs on the left side and your core. So there's a tiny bit of motion that we're going to do here. A barking dog. Heidi, it's okay. Yeah, I live with a lot of dogs here. Okay, a small, tiny motion. So imagine you bring your tailbone, you tuck it forward. You can imagine your hands on your hips doing this kind of motion that the thumbs push back and down, and let your hips do that motion. And at that moment, you should feel a strong stretch on the front side of your left thigh, right? And it's not only a stretch, it's also a muscle because you're working this, right? And then you drop a little forward again and you drop into the stretch, you relax again. Right? So this is an active versus a passive stretch, and I want you to really feel that difference. So you pivot your tailbone forward again, you tuck your belly in as you do so, and your heel in the front pushes more into the ground as you do so. Can you feel that? It should really be a hard-working stretch on the left front thigh. And then you relax it again. Maybe as you relax, you drop deeper into this launch pose. We're going to do it one more time. Tuck your tailbone in and forward. Really feel that stretch on the front side of your left thigh. And then relax it again. There we go. Now from here, what we're going to do, we're going to relax even more into this one by allowing your right foot to kind of, tiptoe itself to the outside of your mat, and in a 45-degree angle, point out and forward. And now you drop it to the side of the mat. And with that, you open them hips a bit more, right? So this should be a stretch on the inside of your right thigh. What you can do here, you can drop your torso down even a little bit. If you want to, you can drop your whole torso down onto your elbows. If that's not available, keep them up a little bit. Maybe on some days it is, maybe on some days it isn't. Your body is in a rhythm of nature, so allow it to be like that. All right, tuck your back toes under again. Lift your ass up into the sky. Push your hands into the mat. Create space for your right leg to go back again. Just for the sake of joy, we're going to hold the plank for 3 breaths. Engage your core, but breathe at the same time well enough. Squeeze them ass cheeks. 1 more breath. All right, push yourself into a downward facing dog again. And there you should feel a difference between your right and your left leg. One of them worked a bit, one did not yet. So we're going to let the other one work too. You bring your left toes to the back of the mat, you point them, and you remember, like before, we're going to lift it with the inhale into the sky. Keep it straight. Don't open your hips. Keep them parallel. Push your hands into the mat. Exhale. Bring the leg down again. 4 more. Inhale. Bring it up to the sky. Exhale. Drop it down again. Inhale. Up to the sky. Down again. Yeah, work it. Come on. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Straight leg. Left leg to the sky. Exhale down. And as you go down, bring it all the way forward. Knee to heart. Foot in between your front hands. And then again, just bounce into this launch a little bit. To me, this always feels so good to just kind of bounce into these launches, you know. There's so much patterns in yoga that I really love to break them sometimes a bit and just kind of be in a pose, you know. Just kind of bounce and explore the pose playfully. We can learn them from the books and execute them, but that will always be the same unless we explore the pose for ourselves. So I want to invite you to do that too, you know. Just explore the poses for yourself sometimes. Pause a video, pause this video, the heck with it, you know. If you feel like you want to stay longer in this, you pause this video. You bounce longer in here. It should make you feel good and home in your body. That's what it's all about. All right, drop your right knee down to the mat, untuck your toes, and again, bring them hands to the sides of your hips. Adjust if you need the front leg. The heel needs to be pretty much underneath your left knee. And you remember what we did before. We're going to try it on this side too. So we're going to stay in pretty much the same position, and we're just going to let these tiny internal muscles in here, in the core, work. So what we're doing is the inhale, you tuck that tailbone forward again. You engage this outer and front thigh by doing so. You push your front heel into the mat. That happens automatically. And you stay here for a couple of breaths. Keep it engaged. And then exhale. Drop into the launch again. Relax. Let your tailbone just kind of like pivot to the back of the yoga mat again. 1 more time. Inhale. Pivot it forward. Remember, with your hands, just kind of like this. Push your thumbs towards back down and let your tailbone go forward towards the mat. 2 breaths here. Keep the engagement. Keep it working. But breathe steadily. Relax. Launch slower, lower. Launch slower, lower. That's funny. All right, 1 more time. Heel pushes into the ground. Tailbone pivots forward. Your belly tucks in a little bit when you do so. And you should feel the work here, Front upper thigh. There we go. Release with the exhale. As you release, come forward with your torso. Walk the left foot out towards the side of the mat, 45-degree angle again, and let it drop to the side of its side. Sometimes the language. To the side of your foot, and allow your torso to drop deeper, opening that inside of your left hip. You can drop your elbows down to the ground if you want to, if that's available. You can drop your head if you want to. If it's not available, you stay as you are. You can keep your hands on the mat. 3 breaths here. Good work, my love. All right, inhale. Bring the hands onto the mat again. Walk your foot back to the middle. Then hands or keep it outside, doesn't matter. Tuck your back toes up. Bring the ass into the thighs. Create space for your left leg to go back towards the back of the mat and push yourself into a downward facing dog again. Gosh, this feels so good. Oh, feel the back of your legs. Feel the warmth in them. How does that feel? Should feel pretty darn good, shouldn't it? All right, we're going to do one more working pose, which is a super fun flow. It requires balance, and it requires strength, focus, and a steady breath. So that's the last working pose that we're going to do for today. And then we're going to surrender into some yin postures and end this practice with that. So you can watch me for the first time and then you join along. It's very cool. So we should be warm enough for this now. You go into a plank pose. You bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder. You pivot both of your heels over to the left side, and you bring that arm all the way up to the sky. Look up to it, right? So now you're in the side plank position here. Let's hold this for a moment. 3 breaths. With the exhale, you bring it down again. Pivot over into a plank. Bring the hands close to each other. And then let your body fall over to the other side and bring that hand up to the sky. And look up towards it. 3 breaths here. Work that arm. With the exhale, come back down. So this is the first part of it, right? So we're dropping to one side, we bring the hand up. As we have the hand up, we're gonna bring our front leg, so like if you have the left leg hand on the mat, your right leg up into the sky. You bring that right leg over underneath your ass. You just put the toes on the ground. You have your hand up like this. You point your left toes to the back of the mat like this. And then you drop that arm towards the front of the mat, arching your back slightly, let your head drop. And then with the inhale, bring it back up. And in one motion, you pivot over again, you bring that leg here. And with the other, there's all the doggies. With the other exhale, so with the exhale, we come down. Huh? The inhale, you bring it up again. And in the same breath, you pivot that foot over underneath your ass, or as close to underneath your ass as you can. And you exhale, you drop that hand. You inhale, bring it up. Exhale, pivot over again. Inhale, pivot over to your left side. Bring that foot over. Hello. Yeah, oh, no, that's not your yoga mat, sweetheart. No, Rocket, no. Oh, sweetie. All right, we were here. So inhale, bring that hand up, pivot over with your right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Drop it. Look forward. Inhale, bring it up again. And in a playful, steady manner, bring your hand up, pivot over, plank pose. Exhale. Inhale, pivot to the right.
Hand up into the sky. Foot comes over, close to your ass. Exhale. You drop it. You arch your back forward. One more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale. Spin over. This is one very smooth motion, so it's a very playful way, huh? All right, welcome yourself in a plank. You can drop your knees back down. You can sit onto your heels. And just to relax for a moment. There's a lot of work on the arms. And this last pose, this is something that is tricky for the brain, right? It's tricky for the brain. So if you haven't fully figured that balance out yet, just keep practicing that, because it's a very nice way to open your shoulders, to open your arms, to open your heart, but to work your core at the same time. And a movement that really requires you to be present, really requires you to be present. So that's it with the work for today. What we're going to do now is we're going to enter a gentle pigeon pose. After that, a child's pose. And then we're going to lay in Shavasana together for a moment and unwind. So good job on working the muscles. For accessing the pigeon pose, we're going to walk ourselves into a downward facing dog again. Tuck your toes under. Push the ass into the sky. And bring, with your inhale, we're going to start with the left leg this time. The left leg one more time up into the sky, point your toes. With the exhale, bring the left knee towards your left hand and the left foot towards your right hand. So the left leg should be more or less parallel with the front edge of the mat. If that's not available to your body, you just allow that left foot to come closer towards your hips. Then you untuck the back toes. And you just allow these hips to just tenderly sink into this position. This is a strong stretch on your left thigh. Please be careful with this one. It can be heavy on the knee, so place a pillow underneath your bum if you have one available. And if not, just let the gravity do the work and drop your body into this position. It can be that your left thigh and your left ass cheek touch the ground slightly. It's important here that you're not falling over to your left side, because then you're not getting any benefit from this stretch here. So as you're in this pigeon pose, back foot is untucked. Your hands are, somewhat in front of your knee and your foot. You're looking up and forward. And to reward ourselves with relaxation, you allow your heart and your forehead to slowly melt towards the ground as you're in this pigeon position. So melt your torso towards your knee, towards the yoga mat. Make a pillow with both of your hands. Place your hands in front of your face. Drop your forehead onto those beautiful hands of yours. And take a couple of deep in and exhales here. As you're laying here, feeling and deepening into that stretch, surrendering, letting go of having to, and welcoming just being, I invite you also to bring back the intention that we had in the beginning, to focus our awareness on the beauty of this campaign, on the beauty of raising our voices and strengthening our hearts to speak up for the animals.
Bring your attention back to the vision of a world where peace is the narrative and love towards all is lived by all. And let your mind bathe in that vision as your body surrenders into this posture. You might feel it open up. You might feel your hips softening. Slowly walk your hands back towards your foot and knee. Bring your body up again. Tuck your toes under in the back and lift your ass up into the sky to create space for that left leg to also go back one more time into a downward facing dog. Very slow and gentle. We're taking the speed and the strength out of this. Your next inhale, bring your right leg up to the sky. And with the exhale forward, right knee goes towards your right hand, right foot goes towards your left hand, and your left knee sinks down to the ground. Find this position. You can use your left hand to adjust your right foot. Same here. Let your hips slowly welcome this posture. Don't arch your back too much, just let your back gently lean forward a bit. Relax your belly as you breathe here. Very slowly start dropping your heart and your forehead towards the top of your mat. Make a pillow, placing both of your hands on top of each other. Elbows hip wide, also on the mat. Drop your head towards the ground till it touches your hands. And breathe a bit slower on purpose, allowing your mind to slow down too, and your body to sink into this pigeon pose once more, in honor of all pigeons. Gently start walking your torso back up. Tuck your back, left toes under. Straighten that left leg and push yourself up into a plank again, allowing space for your right leg to come back into your last downward facing dog for today. Feel it one more time and notice all the difference in your body, how much more open, soft, strong it feels. With your next exhale, drop your knees to the ground, almost as wide as the yoga mat. Bring your back toes together, untuck them, and gently bring your ass towards your heels and walk your chest again towards the ground. We're entering child's pose, our final pose before Shavasana. Our final pose before Shavasana. our final pose before Shavasana. Drop your forehead down as well. And feel how relaxing this is for your lower back. Because we used it a bit, this work today. We stretched it, strengthened it, used our core, our arms and our legs. So in gratitude, surrender now for the next moments. Simply listen to your breath and think about the vision of a world full of peace. All right. Gently bring your torso back up. Walk your heart, your head back up. And drop to the left side, bringing both of your knees together. Drop to the left side over. And allow yourself to gently find a way to lay down on your mat. Very slowly, slow and humble with yourself. Bring both of the heels to the back corners of the mat and allow your spine to drop down to the ground completely till your head lands there too. Turn both of your hands upwards towards the sky or the ceiling. And for a moment, allow yourself to use every single in and exhale and relax your body a bit more. Inhaling down into your feet and exhaling, releasing all the tension down there. Release the tension in your feet. Exhale it out. Inhale, awareness towards your knees and your thighs, your calves, your whole legs, and exhale the tension. Let them just drop into the ground. Melt your body onto Mother Earth. Inhale into your hips. And with a sigh out of your mouth, let the tension there go. Relax. Inhale into your belly, your lower back, 360 degrees, fill it up like a balloon. And relax, let all the tension go. Melt again and again onto Mother Earth, like the wax of a candle. Just gliding onto the surface. Inhale into your chest. And exhale, let the tension there go. Let your heart relax. Inhale into your throat, your shoulders. And drop the tension there with the exhale.
Inhale into your arms, all the way down to your hands and fingers. Exhale through the mouth. Sigh into the state of relaxation. And lastly, your face and your head, the space between your eyebrows and your jaw. Inhale the attention there. And exhale, relax all of it. Relax that face. So good. Spending the next minutes in complete silence, further melting your body onto Mother Earth. Slow down. And the only thought you're focused on is that vision, a world of peace for all beings, freedom for all. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your toes a tiny bit, move your fingers. Maybe bring a gentle wiggle to your hips, to your legs, to your torso. And slowly bring both of your legs towards your chest. Hug them in, like literally hug your legs with your arms into your chest. Feel free to gently rock yourself from side to side a bit. Release the left leg over to the left side. Allow it to weigh you down, bringing your torso, your whole body onto the left side. Use your right hand to touch the ground and push your torso up into a seated position. And feel free to sit there for a moment with me in a cross-legged position, or in any position that feels right and good to you. As you can see, it's gotten darker on my end. I recorded this class sunset hour, and here in Bali the sun sets fast. But I believe you could see it all, and if not, you just follow my voice as guidance and let your body guide, which is the lesson for today. Let your body guide, because it knows where to go, it knows what to do. One more time, bring your hands together in front of your heart in a prayer position as a symbol of gratitude. And simply imagine this feeling of calmth and love, balance, whatever you may describe it as, that you feel within you right now. Imagine that feeling spreading, and every being on this planet having access to that, living in freedom to feel that way. And also, thank you so much for being a supporting role for this wonderful campaign. Please share this video, share this campaign with the people that are close to you, the people that are dear to you. Share it on your social media. It's really important that we raise the awareness together further and further so that more of these beings can be freed and live in freedom like we do. So namaste, namaste vegan, and namaste your life, darling. So much love to you.